What's up, y'all? My name is Santonio Hill, here with Vagabond Missions here in Pittsburgh. Originally, I'm not from Pittsburgh, I'm from Maryland, where I grew up cradle Catholic and country. Growing up Catholic was cool, but growing up country, wasn't my vibe, really wasn't my scene. And one of the biggest attractions down there was like pulling tractors and like watching horses pull hay and things like that. And I just wasn't about it. I watched TV a lot, and all I really wanted to do was play football in the NFL and be a millionaire. That was really my big dream. And one day, that dream actually started to come true. Playing football in high school, I eventually got a scholarship to play in college. And I was super excited. It's the only thing I ever wanted to do in my life. And going to Mass one day, I remember the priest chasing after me saying, "Hey, what you doing after you graduate high school?" And I said, "Hey, yeah, I got the scholarship. I'm really looking forward to playing football. I'm going towards that route in life." And he said, "Well, would you want to join the seminary?" And I said, "What's the seminary?" And he said, "Oh, it's a place where men go and study to become priests." And I said, "Oh, absolutely not. No, that's nothing at all what I want to do in my life. That's never even been on my radar." And he said, "Well, how about you pray about it?" And I said, "I'll sleep on it." So that night, I had these two dreams where I really felt God moving in my life, and it seemed to me that God was calling me towards him in a way that I had never experienced before. It was the first time that I discovered a relational God in my life. And so I woke up from those dreams, and I started really kind of to discern what God's call was for me in my life. And I eventually looked at a crucifix in my room. I had it on my wall, and I took it off the wall, and I held it in my hand, and I started questioning everything. I said, "I don't get this really. I never really understood it. How is it possible for this one man, this Jesus God man, to die so I can have life?" I don't understand it. I don't really get it. But I've never heard anybody refute it. And so I said to myself, well, if this is true, if this man died to give me life, that's really awesome and unselfish for him to do something like that for me. And so since God gave me a shot at life, I might as well give him the first shot at my life to see what it is that he wants me to do. Because I've always heard Father Scott say, the priest at my home parish who asked me about this whole seminary experience to begin with, he said, if you do what God wants you to do, you'll be most happy. God knows exactly what is on your heart, and he knows what's going to fulfill you. And so I said, why not? Let me try it out. It can't be that bad. And so I decided to go to the seminary. And while I was there, I was still discovering God and uncovering who he was and who he is in my life. I eventually ended up discerning out, but while I was there, I had learned a lot about God, and my conviction and my nourishment in that relationship with him grew so much. And so I'm not a perfect man by any means. I still have my faults every day, and I'm still growing towards God and still growing towards that mountaintop of sainthood. But as long as you just continue, I just got to remind myself, and hopefully you guys do the same, to just, whenever you fall off the horse, so to speak, just dust yourself off and just get back on and take another step towards that mountain.